some other notes. I mean, Bradley Chubb went to the Miami Dolphins, a great move for them, and then they extended him
So nice that they were able to
immediately.
hang on to him even though he was on an expiring contract. That was our primary concern. We were like, if he
His
walks
agent wouldn't
after,
have done the
right,
deal. His
right.
agent wouldn't have done the
If he
deal.
were to walk after like half a season, it wouldn't be really worth the worth the picks, worth the assets. But he's a great player, both on the blitz and in coverage. I think
Hmm.
he'll make that defense. Ideally, a defense that has struggled a little bit more to get home on the quarterback than we expected, especially given the unit from last year was actually probably, I would say, more imposing than the offense, and I think it's kind of flipped this year.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a great move for them down the stretch as we get into the second half of the season, especially with I mean, Tyreek had a fantastic game on Sunday.
Woo, baby.
Um, Waddle was back in the they're both back in the fold looking the offense is back to kind of where we were seeing it in the first like 3 or 4 weeks of the season. So I think I'm appreciating that at least teams like the Dolphins aren't kind of like, oh, we had a bit of a struggle, injuries, things like that. They're kind of like, no, look, let's keep trying to
No,
win.
going all
Let's
in. I
keep
mean,
trying to win.
Greer's done a great job with the exception of the Tua pick. But like, no offense, sorry, but I think Justin Herbert would have they would win the Super Bowl this year if he was their quarterback, is
Ooh.
my opinion. But the just because you have more options with his arm, but
No, agreed. Totally.
yeah, okay. But like another just salt in the
We're a
wound.
tools
Sorry.
podcast. Everyone knows we're a tools podcast.
Yeah.
We're a tools podcast.
I mean, true. That's what sports are. It's physical attributes. God damn it.
There's we get at least 2 minutes out of just being like tools, 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 tools.
It's just yeah. So these are the picks that the Dolphins got from the Trey Lance
Oh my god, yes.
deal.
So yeah, this is like one of my favorite facts ever.
These are the players that they got from trading back from three, which the Niners traded 3 picks. They were able to draft Jalen Waddle at that later pick. They then traded that other first rounder for Tyreek Hill. Then they traded that other first rounder for Bradley Chubb. Would you guys rather have Bradley Chubb, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, or Trey Lance? I know, different situation. They're just a quarterback away. Not that quarterback. Pretty clear who won that trade.
And I mean, even just from like simply reps, like it's those players in that pick for in exchange for a guy who's started 3 games.
You would trade those 3 picks for Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, no
You would trade
question,
those 3 picks
100%, totally.
for
There are probably like 5 guys I trade
Joe
those picks on.
Burrow. I would. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if you're a team who needs a quarterback. Of
Lamar
course you would.
Jackson.
Lamar, Burrow, Mahomes, Allen,
Maybe Herbert.
maybe Herbert.
But Herbert, he's
Because I wouldn't say Rodgers or Brady now just by age. I just wouldn't necessarily.
yeah, and they're not playing well
Right.
either.
Herbert's probably like that. Like he's like the 5-ish. But yes, that would be like my next go-to.
Yes, those top 4 though.
Probably not Hurts though. Would you trade or Dak?
No,
Would you trade those picks for Hurts or Dak?
I feel like I like Dak as a thrower better than I like Jalen Hurts as a thrower, but
Dak, I probably would. I don't know about Hurts yet though.
I still need to see more. I know that that's an unpopular take, but I like and the problem is I love Jalen Hurts the person, but to me they're the best team from top to bottom in the NFL, and so do I think that Dak would be better on the Eagles? I think so, maybe. I think he's a better thrower, and he's
No,
got,
I think. Oh my God, Dak on the Eagles. Woo!
well,
Dak at his peak would be awesome on the Eagles. I think. I mean, I'm loving how Hurts is playing, but I agree.
yeah, I just yes. So but you have that leadership factor, and then we are a traits podcast, as we say, right? Tools is what you say. I say traits, and that's how we compete. But I don't know. But there is an intangible quality to how Jalen Hurts is like smarts and leadership that
Yeah.
I just so we'll see. They're both very very good quarterbacks. But to trade 3 first round picks, to trade those 3 players in particular, those 4 quarterbacks are kind of all I do it for.
Yeah.
And maybe Herbert.
But so even I think the reason we even go through that exercise though is because
Not Trey Lance
right,
is the point.
It just shows how much value.
Not a project
given up
quarterback who
for
hasn't
that
played
pick.
much. You just don't do that.
Those picks.
It's bad team building. So
we talked about how great McCaffrey looked, but that doesn't that it's hard. It's sometimes hard to keep both things in one's head at the same time. But like nothing, there are a few things short of winning a Super Bowl that Christian McCaffrey could accomplish for the Niners that will obviate that terrible process.
Yeah.
In terms of the pick for Lance.
And maybe they'll get to the NFC Championship game, but I'm saying it right now. I don't think with either of those two quarterbacks on that roster that the Niners can get to the Super Bowl. I just don't. Or win the Super Bowl. Maybe they can get there. Maybe they can surprise the Eagles if there's some injury. But right now it looks like the Eagles are on a collision course.
Oh yeah.
to meet the Bills or whoever comes out of the AFC.